So we want to begin right away with a very, very inspiring member of our group, Dr. Jean Houston. Jean, I see you're familiar with her work. For any of you who possibly don't know her, she grew up influenced by some of the leading luminaries of that time, including Eleanor Roosevelt and Buckminster Fuller and her neighbor, Teilhard de Chardin. And she has written many books, including her newest one, The Wizard of Us. And she has taught social artistry all over the world, including as a consultant to the United Nations. So today she's going to tell us what she means by the trim tab effect and the building of the conscious evolution of communities. So it is our very proud honor to introduce to you Dr. Jean Houston.
Thank you, Sharon, representing the Committee on Spirituality, Values, and Global Concerns. And isn't this a beautiful place? Isn't this a beautiful place, Nigeria House? Thank you all for being here. You'll find out what you're going to get into in a few moments. So, friends, where are we? We're in the most interesting, the most potent time in human history, yes? As I often say, other times in history thought they were it. They are wrong. This is it. This is it. I mean, we are living in a time of whole system transition, a condition of interactive change that affects every aspect of life as we know it. On the shadow side, this includes the many problems that we face: global warming, disastrous ups and downs in our financial markets, worldwide unemployment, more than 1 billion people living in deprivation, disappearing soils and forests, the angers and the actions of the disenfranchised, stratified economic systems that reward the most greedy among us. But I really believe that in spite of the negatives that threaten to destroy us, still there is occurring the emergence of patterns of possibility never before available to the Earth's people as a whole. And it is true, every known institution, every known way of being is currently in a state of deconstruction and breakdown. And yet, given the scientific, technological, cross-cultural, social, UN tools at hand, and given too that something that I find all over the world, and I've worked in 108 countries, given that humanity is searching as never before to cooperate in so many areas, it really seems very feasible to me that we may be ready now to integrate inner and outer dimensions of life in ways which infuse new depth into human development and new purpose and responsibility into social transformation. That's why I believe that truly we are in a time of renaissance and the creation, I believe, ultimately, of a new planetary civilization. And this is the momentum behind the drama of the world, the breakdown, the breakthrough of every old way of being, knowing, relating, governing, believing. It is the condition, as I said, of interactive change. Now, in order to do this, we require another order of human abilities, one that necessitates not only a more comprehensive understanding of our place and responsibilities in this world and time, but learning to tap into the creative workshops of the mind to solve problems, to bring forth art, poetry, invention, to direct our moods, our emotions, our relationships along ways that align us with our finest selves. We have barely begun to use the human potential. And then we need the social containers to house our evolving humanity, new ways of being in community given a global society. This implies a fundamental change in the nature of civilization, compelling a passage beyond the mindset and the institutions of millennia, and including the harvesting of the collective wisdom of many cultures, many peoples. I will also add that also is required, or else it's not going to happen, a partnership society in which women join men in the whole domain of all the human affairs. Otherwise, forget about it, you know. Now, I work all over the world, as I said, in over 100 countries, and I work in many, many seminars and different organizations to activate human development in the light of social change, what I call social artistry. We train people in the use of their minds, their bodies, their creativity, the transformational energies that lie within us and between us to really bring us together in whole new ways. And I decided to demonstrate one. Now, can I take this off here? Because it makes it much easier for what I'm going to do. So you need this little...
No, you can leave that there.
Because I'm going to wander, because I do that. Okay. One of the techniques I'm going to demonstrate, and it's really one of the most effective, so it's called the trim tab effect. Now, you know what a trim tab is? It's that little tiny rudder that's attached to the big rudder. And you turn that little tiny rudder on the big rudder, very slowly but surely it turns the entire ship around. Now, there have been many, many trim tab examples. Muhammad Yunus and microcredit, beginning with a small group of women, giving them $100 to set up their little needle, their noodle factory, their needling works. And what happened, the result in the Grameen Bank, is that hundreds of millions of people who had had no future, no possibility, their lives were enhanced and changed. They could educate their children, they could feed. I mean, it was extraordinary what happened, yes? But it began very tiny, but it was the right time, right moment. One of the things that you know that you've got a trim tab project is you're at the tipping point. Things aren't working anymore, but you can feel a passion for the possible. You can feel a momentum and a ebullience in the bones. You know this is the time, yes? How many have ever had that kind of experience? Tipping point. Another is a sufficiency of chaos. Need I say more? that things are not working. We're living in an outvoted situation. Things are falling apart. The center cannot stand. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The best lack all conviction and the worst are filled with passionate intensity. Yeah, so you know you're in chaos. Okay. And the third part, one of the most important, is what is called the keystone species. You know what a keystone is? It's that little stone that sort of holds the whole arch together. Prairie dogs. Have you ever watched prairie dogs? They're fascinating. The husband and wife, the prairie dogs, just sort of lean against each other for hours and they smile. Have you ever seen them? You get rid of prairie dogs, you get rid of an entire prairie. Because with all the things that they're digging and the channels they're making, they are responsible for over 200 species surviving. That's something else. So Muhammad Yunus had a phenomenal trim tab project, didn't he? I'll give you an example. So we've done this process, and I'm going to show it to you extremely briefly. And I'm going to ask the evolutionary leaders the evolutionary leaders to participate. You'll see. I'll give you an example. So we were in Southern California, and I asked who would like to demonstrate, who would like to has a trim tab project. And a woman's hand shot up, and she came over and she said, I am the mayor of the city of Azusa in Southern California. Are largely a Latino community in the midst of the white and black community, and our women have no place to go. Nobody is empowering them. They are lost. They are having terrible problems in their families. We need to build a center. We need to build a center. And she spoke with such passion that I said, all right, who can help her? And people started to come up, and one touched her arm, we'll call her Maria, and said, I actually have an abandoned warehouse. You can have it to have the center. I said, hold on to their shoulder. And somebody else said, I am a psychotherapist who speaks Spanish. I can help. Come over here. Yeah. Somebody else says, I'm a salsa dancer. I will teach the salsa. Okay, well, you sit at her feet. That's very important. Somebody else says, I have $1,000. I was wondering what to do with it. Come on over. Somebody else said, I have a very good computer that really needs some work. I will help you. I'll put Anyway, before you know it, we had about 60 people all interconnected. And they were all interconnected. And that we gave out cards so that they would, stay connected. We actually organized someone who would make sure that there were regular meetings, and within 2 months, it became an incredible dynamic part of that community. Now, we've done this about 150 times, and I would say about 140 times, it has always been successful, and I would like to show you how it works. I need somebody from the Evolutionary Leaders to come forth with a project that really needs help. One of you. And do not be shy, we don't have the time. Come. Do not be shy. Who's going to come forth? Rod? Everybody's looking at you. Yeah.
Looking at me?
Yeah, come. Give us your project. Something that really needs help.
Empowering our youth.
Go on, but passionate, get us interested.
Our project is designed to empower our youth with financial dignity, financial literacy, and the ability to design their path in the future. So we need your help as volunteers. We need your help as funders. We need your help as mentors. And we need your help as business and community leaders.
All right. From just starting with the Evolutionary Leaders, come on up if you can be of help and say, Rod, I can help you. And please go fast because I've got a plane to catch. So come.
Come, Evolutionary Leaders. I know most
One
of you
after,
can
one
help.
after.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Any of you
Come
who
on,
say
Jack.
who really will, all right, or pretend
Come
that
on,
you will.
Dwayne.
Okay, so you come up and you're going to say, Rod, I can help you, but.
Rod, I can help you with counseling and consulting services.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Rod, I can help with stories of great transition for these young people to have a sense of a positive future.
Fantastic.
Rod, I can help you by networking this far and wide and helping getting funding that way as well.
That's global.
Hold on,
Excellent.
hold on.
Rod, I can help you also by putting the business leaders together and putting together a fund.
Wonderful.
Those are our
Business leaders.
mentors.
Get behind it, that's very important.
Rod, I can help you to motivate, to inspire, to give practical spiritual tools to help the youth.
Excellent. They need it. Stephen.
Rod, I can help you with distance learning platforms to extend the reach.
Fantastic. Now we really reach the globe. Claire.
Rod, I can help connect you with some amazing other organizations who are doing arts for the youth that would really inspire spirit and creativity to what you're doing and personally support you.
Thank you so much. Come, Claire. Ocean.
Rod, I can offer you a wealth of resources and tools for facilitation and taking things deeper with young leaders.
Fantastic.
Behind,
What a blessing.
you have everybody.
No,
Yes.
his captain and his.
Yes.
Rod, I can help you by connecting you with this growing global compassion movement with 100 compassionate cities that need your program.
Fantastic.
And Rod, I can help you by personally supporting you to not lose faith in times of doubt by being your partner and holding you accountable to be the man that we know you to be to lead the way.
Love that direction. Thank you, Captain.
You get an idea of what you want to.
Here we go.
I can help you by working with your youth with their creativity in all arts.
Fantastic.
Hold on to her.
We've got a whole community.
Dear Rod, I could offer $1,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very insightful.
You get the idea. And normally we would probably get most of you up here. And then you see we would give out cards. We all know each other. So, by the way, this was not planned. So just to know this was
Very
spontaneous. This was spontaneous.
Thank
We
you
would
all.
give out plans. We would have one person organize, and then they would meet, they would Skype, they would meet, they would come together, and it would happen. That, my friends, is a trim tab. And it will have effect, because they always do. And you see how simple it was. You see how simple. Friends, these are the times, we are the people.
You did great.
How do you feel, Rod?
Heavenly.
So I just want to show you some of the social artistry tools, just give you a very brief one so you can see this stuff works. We are in the time in which what we do will profoundly make a difference as to whether we grow or whether we die. So what shall we do? Let us link up, let us see each other as God in hiding, let us agree to be the ones who can profoundly make the difference in this, the most important time in human history. Thank you very much.